Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are back with our draft pick series. We are now at number 5 overall picks. We have done 1 to 4. All the links to those videos are in the description below if you want to go check them out. And make sure you are subscribed to the channel for more videos. And let's hop right into the ranking. First up, we have Raffy Torres, and I'm going to put him at disappointing. You know, Torres is one of those guys who's a grinder. He plays very physical and he doesn't put too much points. But he had a pretty long career. Not the best career, but it was very long. And at least he played in the NHL, so I'm gonna disappointing. Not a bust though. Next up, we have Stanislav Chistop. I probably said that wrong, but he's a bust. He played 3 seasons in the NHL, and I think his highest season was like 30 points, so not good. And then after those 3 seasons, he went to the KHL. So automatically, you're a bust if you go to KHL after 2 seasons or something, because what are you doing? Next up, we have Whitney. This one, I was actually close to good or top line, because he was really good in Pittsburgh. I think he had like a 70-point season or something in Pittsburgh, something crazy like that. And then after he went to Anaheim, and he wasn't the best. And then Edmonton, also he wasn't putting up numbers like he was in Pittsburgh, but he was still playing very solid. No, I'm gonna put a top line. He was actually pretty good. He had a lot of good seasons, a lot of offensive numbers, and I think he's a top line guy. Next up, Thomas Banik. It was close between superstar and top line, but I looked at his stats. I'm going to say superstar. He was really solid all of his career, and he's barely playing right now, but he still can put up points if he, depending where he plays, he can still put in points. So it's pretty good for him. Blake Wheeler is another superstar. He had back-to-back 91-point seasons in the last 2 years. This year, he had like 65 points, so a big drop there, but he didn't play a full season because of the pandemic. But if he did play a full season, he probably had like 75 points, which is still pretty good, and he still has like superstar numbers, so he definitely deserves superstar. Next up, Carrie Price, my favorite NHL player, and he's definitely Hall of Fame, no questions. One of the best goals in the NHL. He is slowly falling down, but he still can steal games in the playoffs. He's amazing. He won 4 trophies in one season, I think, 4 or 5. Carrie Price also won the Hart Trophy in a season, which you like never see a goalie get. So that's right there. It's such a big accomplishment. All he's missing is the Stanley Cup, and I hope that he can win one because he really deserves it. Next up, we have Phil Kessel. Honestly, I was really close to putting him at Hall of Fame, but I think that's just too high. I'm gonna put him superstar. You know, all those Stanley Cups with the Penguins, all those solid seasons. Now playing in Arizona, he's starting to struggle because Arizona. You know, I don't think Kessel fits well in Arizona. But even before that, this guy had superstar numbers. He was playing really well, and he has those Stanley Cups to show it. Next up, we have Carl Halsner. Being a Habs fan, this guy is just disappointing. He's not a bust because he had good seasons in Washington before that contract really kicked in. And then Montreal and the whole league just didn't want him. Like, it's the only reason why he's just disappointing is his contract. I think if he had a little bit of a lower contract, he could have been maybe right here. But for me, that contract and the way he's playing, it's just disappointing for me. Next up, we have Luke Chen, currently in the semifinal right now with Tampa Bay, and he might win the Stanley Cup before guys like Carrie Price, McDavid, Draisaitl, McKinnon. He might win cups before those guys, and it's just crazy to see. Lundqvist too, but I'm gonna put him at disappointing, even though he's in the semifinal right now. He's not that good of a player. He's okay sometimes, but most of the time he's just been disappointing, so I'm gonna put him there. You could put him here, but nah, he's gonna go here for now. Next up, we have Braden Shen, definitely a top line guy. Not a superstar, but he is very solid for the Blues, solid top 6 forward. He has that Stanley Cup now, so it's pretty good for him, and he was a big reason why the Blues even won a Stanley Cup last year. So Nino Niederreiter, definitely a top line guy as well. You know, he had some good seasons in Minnesota, and ever since going to Carolina, he's been very good. I love how he's been playing in Carolina, and we'll see if he can keep that up. Next up, Ryan Strome. Now, some Rangers fans might be like top line guy because of the other season he had, but before going to the Rangers, Strome was disappointing. You know, he didn't have the best numbers with Edmonton and the Islanders, but since joining the Rangers, he has looked like he has had a big improvement in his game, playing with Panarin and maybe even Lafreniere next season. But if I had to judge it by his career right now, it's definitely disappointing. But if he has another season like he did with the Rangers last year, he would definitely be here. But for me, he's disappointing. It might be too low. If you say he's right here, I would understand. But for me, he's disappointing. Next up, we have Morgan Rielly, definitely a superstar defenseman. Best guy on the Leafs. Sucks he got injured this year. Maybe the Leafs could have had a better season this year if he played a full season, but he got hurt this year. In the playoffs, he was okay as well, but the Leafs, what happens in the playoffs, they couldn't get past the first round or qualifying round, so it sucks for them there. Next up, you have Eliza Lindholm, another top line guy, playing with Gaudreau and Monahan and Chuck, guys like that, and it's like good seasons. This year he was solid. In the season before he did pretty good. If he was on Carolina still, I think definitely he would be right here. But ever since leaving Carolina, his game has got a lot better, so good to see there. Michael Dell Cole is next. I was gonna say here because he's been in like the AHL and stuff for a long time. He's only played like 80 NHL games since being drafted, and he hasn't been the best. So I could put him here, but I think I'm gonna put him right here for now. He's only played like 80 games, and he was drafted like a couple years ago. I think he was like 2014 or 15 draft, and you should have definitely more NHL games than that. So I'm gonna put him there. Next up, Noah Hannifin. This one's tough. You could argue here or here, because right now he's top 4 guy in Calgary. He isn't top line yet, but once Daniel leaves, I think he will be the top line defenseman. But right now, this is hard, but I'm going to say he's good enough with the pick. He is very solid, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think he was worth the pick as of right now, but he's still so young, and he could definitely prove everybody wrong. Next up, we have Ollie Urlevy. He definitely will go here. He hasn't played an NHL game yet since being drafted. I think next season he will finally play the NHL game he needs to play, and he's been solid in the AHL with the Vancouver Canucks team, and I think this next season he will finally show what he's got in the NHL, but right now it's too soon to judge. Next up, Eliza Pedersen, definitely a superstar. This guy is unreal. The way he's playing right now is just, it's scary, man. He is so good. He is so good. Probably a top 10 center in the league right now, in my opinion. He is so good. So he will definitely be a superstar for his whole career, maybe even Hall of Fame. We'll see what happens, but he is really good right now. Lastly, we have Barrett Hayton. Definitely a guy, I don't know, I really like Barrett Hayton as a Canadian. He played really good for Team Canada this year in the World Juniors, and if it wasn't for all of his injuries in the AHL and stuff, like he would be probably already right here, or maybe, no, not right there, but he would probably be right here for now, but all of his injuries are getting in the way, and hopefully he can play next season in the NHL, because he has played a couple of NHL games already, but he hasn't shown himself yet. It's way too soon to judge Hayton right now, and hopefully he can have a fully healthy season next year, because if he gets injured again, it's going to really ruin his career. But I have big faith in Hayton. I love how he plays, and I will do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will leave the link in my description of this tier list if you want to try it out, and I'll leave the links in the description for all my other tier lists I've done before this one. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.